Welcome to this week's Down the Shore.
This week we're in Lavallette to visit one of the newer branches of the Ocean County Library.
Since it's September and everybody's back at school, we thought it would be a perfect time to check out this library.
So we're going to go in and meet with Gail, who's a branch librarian, and she's going to give us a little tour. So come on in and join us. Okay, we're inside with Gail, the branch librarian here at Upper Shores at Ocean County Library. And she's going to give us a little tour. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Margaret. This is the library's circulation desk where most of the activity takes place in the branch. People come here to return their books, to check out books when they want to get new ones. One of the special features we're begun just this year is being able to get what we call a PIN number. With a PIN number, you can dial into the library, dial that special phone number 24 hours a day to renew your books, to see what books you have out, to see if you have any items on hold. So we're asking people, have you been pinned? Have you had a chance to pick your number and be able to avail yourself of the service? And so that you don't have to remember the phone number to call, we'll give you a sticker with it to add to your library card. This is a way for busy folks to call the library anytime it's convenient for them. This month we're also promoting Library Sign-Up Month. September, when folks go back to school, kids go back to school, we like people to come in to take advantage of their library, to sign up for a library card. And if you want to come in and do that and get a sticker, we'll be happy to give you a new card that you started on the fall season and off to study the books and to borrow our books as well.
Okay, where's the next?
Why don't we go to the meeting room? That's another important area.
And this is the meeting room? What are you doing here?
Welcome to the library meeting room, indeed. Used for all sorts of programs and art displays. The meeting room has a seating capacity of about 30 folks, and we've used it most recently. We had a pen and ink drawing session. We had a library book sale sponsored by the Friends of the Library, and during the summer we expect to have lots and lots of children's programs here, various craft activities and story times.
That's really important, especially with kids coming in.
In the summertime, we're certain that on rainy days we will be absolutely filled to
give them something to
capacity.
do, right?
We're wishing that we had a meeting room that would fit more than 30 people. During the day, we use it as a quiet study area if someone needs a place where they need to come and have an area where they can concentrate and work on important materials. It's a way to get away from any of the noise in the library.
It's a nice size. It's a decent size.
It is a good-sized room, and it's open and flexible so that we can do lots of things in here. We also have a wall where we can display artwork. This month we're featuring the works of local artist Florence Sontag. She works in mixed media, and her works will be on display for the entire month. Each month a different artist or a group of artists is featured, and it's an opportunity for us to highlight and showcase some of the talented folks in the community.
Okay, where's your next?
Where's your next? New books. This is the new book section of the library. Again, a very, very popular area. Here are the shelves with newest fiction that people are most interested in. The books check out for a period of 2 weeks, and you see lots of empty spaces on the shelves because most of the books are out being read by our library patrons. As you come into the building, we have a literature rack available, and it gives folks a lot of important information, information on elections. We have library information as well.
People from home can dial into the library's online computer system. We have instructions for that available, special services, and various community events.
The Red Cross.
The Red Cross is here, right? The Hospice Walk. If folks want to sign up at the local community college, there's also a bulletin board information for that.
Hey, look, they have the Maritime Museum here. We just visited that. Great place.
Cool. There you go.
Each month, the library features special programs. Next month, coming up in October, we have one on ways to health and wellness, basically focusing on yoga and other activities to help you relieve stress and restore balance in your life. We talked a little bit about the meeting room, and we will be having a program featuring an exhibit by the instructors at the Ocean County Artists Guild. There'll be a reception, and their paintings will be on display in the month of October. Not at this branch, but at our headquarters facility in October as well, we're featuring what's called the History of Fun and Games in New Jersey. There'll be special programs on the Barnegat Bay Sneak Box, on fishing in New Jersey, and something about the history of carousels. It certainly sounds like areas that aren't talked about usually elsewhere, and there'll be local experts to speak on the areas and to share their special knowledge about these areas of New Jersey history.
Where's your next?
Where to next? People who come to the library are usually searching for some kind of information or a book, and since 1987 we use an online computer catalog to do our searching. It replaces the old card catalog that people might remember from their days of their youth. And
I don't remember it well. So.
Allows you to do a whole lot more than you could by just using paper cards. Primarily, it allows us to search for books throughout the 18-branch system and tells you where the book is and whether it's in or checked out. So, Margaret, give me a subject or a book title, and we'll see if we have it.
Anything for like down the shore?
Okay,
or something about
well, tell you what, we'll search Jersey Shore as a title. Oops, if you make a mistake, all you have to do is use that space key. We'll put it in, pulls up title.
Oh, cool.
Most times, people, if they're traveling, want the latest information. The computer is very sophisticated. If we ask it to sort out the list, we get a chance to ask it
Publication date.
to sort by publication date.
That's interesting.
And it will put the very latest material.
Oh, wow, that's neat. Now, because I've used these before, but I never knew about that kind of ability.
It's a really nice feature. The other nicest feature of this particular system is it tells you in a particular branch whether a book is in or out. Now, we own at this branch this book called The Guide to the Jersey Shore, but it tells us that all copies are in use for this location, so you know that if you went to the shelf, it wouldn't be there for you.
Do you have, I don't know how to explain it, but can you get books from the Ocean County
I'm
Library?
glad that you asked. For instance, if you wanted that book, there is the ability to what we call place a hold. You ask the computer to place a hold. You would then enter your library barcode. We have daily van deliveries between all of the locations, and so books are moved from point to point. So generally, if you see a book and it's available at another branch on the shelf, within 2 or 3 days it's going to be here for you to pick up.
And the nice part is you can do it through the computer.
Absolutely. You can do it independently. Sometimes people feel a little intimidated by doing that, and staff will help them do that at the desk. But for the most part, people feel a great sense of independence that they can...
Kind of like empowered that they can hold their own book.
Exactly.
Right. Well, that's good. That's a neat thing. I like that.
Coming soon, the current system is only a list of our holdings, but we'll be adding what we call a magazine database. So people that would like to get current magazine information, very often it's on a topic like business or medicine where you really need to be up to date, very up to date. We've added printers to the terminal so that you'll be able to...
Say if someone who has a certain illness, say arthritis, they want the latest on it.
Exactly, that would be it, and then be able to actually print out that article. In addition to that, the computers, people at home would public computer, personal computer, and a modem can also access our system, and we see this having a great impact on students during research because they'll be able to actually print out magazines
which is good.
at home.
Yes. I remember spending my hours and hours at the library,
right.
making copies or writing down. Yeah.
Gives you a lot more freedom to be able to do things on your timetable.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's really good.
Spending hours in a card catalog, too.
Yeah, right.
You never
that's
find
it.
the books you want.
No, that, again, sometimes people get a little distressed with technology, but it does allow you to do a whole lot in a lot more efficient way.
Well, yeah, when I first used one of these in college, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But it's fun because you can play with it and not everybody have all your, over your shoulder, and eventually you learn how to use
You
it.
do, and this is a particularly user-friendly
Oh, yes,
system.
it's very user-friendly.
It's most like the card catalog. You get the same kinds of choices, and there are only a few steps so that if people take the time to work with it and get a short lesson from a staff, for the most part, they can use it
Yeah, I like that
independently.
sorting the list. That's really good. Very good.
Nice feature.
Library now will have a database to search magazines. This magazine database is part of the internet. There will be more internet information available on the library as well. But the magazine article search is a great time saver for students. It allows you to make that selection and choose topical articles. The availability of a printer next to the terminal allows you to print the magazine. This means that here at the branch you'll have access to magazines that you don't need to actually be holding the magazine to get that article. Let me give you an example of a search. When we select this, for example, today a patron came in and was interested in setting up her own business with emus. Emus are related to ostriches and apparently very popular in Texas. When we type in emus and press the enter key, the terminal will begin to search for articles. Found 8 various articles on emus, and you simply ask it for T for full text. The article will be listed. It's an article from U.S. News and World Report, intriguingly titled, "Here Comes the Big Bird Burger." The point of the article was that emu burgers will begin replacing the burgers that we see in McDonald's. Important information for this person who is wanting to start her own business in emus.
Well, we're talking about technology, so let's visit our the personal computer at the library.
Okay.
Do we have a name?
You got a name it.
I have a name. I can name it.
All of the public libraries in the Ocean County system are equipped with a personal computer. The library then buys software, game programs for kids, some learning programs, and usually a word processing program. The idea is that computers are impacting on all of us and that the libraries are a public place, and we supply them to people that either might want to experiment or might not want to or be able to have that kind of technology in their own home.
Sure. If I didn't know that, I would have come here and checked some things out before I bought a computer, you know?
It's a way to experiment. It's a way for young people to begin using it because it's technology that will impact their future, that's for sure. It's a way to have some fun and to learn some things.
What are you playing?
It's Oregon Trail 2.
And what do you do?
You take the trail and, like, on your way, like, on your journey, you catch animals, like, hunt for the animals.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. I think I'd rather do that through a computer than for actual in real life. And what's the object?
To get to Oregon.
With the most cattle?
From New Jersey.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, nice. Even a map.
He's already. We can't just wait.
How far have you gotten, Sandy?
I just started.
Oh, you even hear the water.
Oh, wow.
Check it out. So you're in the water now?
Crossing the river.
Probably getting to it. Oh, there it is.
Blue River.
Gonna check the river conditions. It's almost like option.
The library supplies the software for the Power Mac. We have a variety of programs, game programs, as I mentioned. Oregon Trail 2 is one that's really popular with kids. Adults frequently use a word processing program and do reports. They might do resumes or letters as well. The computer has a printer so that the material can be printed out and saved.
Yeah, it's a lot better than it's just typing it at home, especially a resume or something like that. It looks more professional.
It looks more professional, and it's a lot easier to make corrections right as you go along. And we anticipate that as people discover these in libraries, that they'll be used more and more frequently.
Yeah.
Where to next?
We have a display area for people looking for ideas of what to do. We keep a notebook that has beach badge information. There are several beaches along this area that people might want to access, and all sorts of activities that are going on. Garden State Arts Center.
This month, our special book display features books on that would be of interest to students looking for college. September is a time when people start thinking about that. October is a time when the SAT exams are scheduled and people begin to want to prepare for those exams. So with that in mind, we've prepared a book display with some practice books for math, SAT. One of my favorite books for searching for colleges is something called the Insider's Guide. This one has a particular viewpoint in that it is actually written by students. It goes beyond just an anecdotal description of the college and tells you a little bit about some of the stories behind the stories. In reviewing it today, I noticed that Drew College has, every year they have, Drew is in New Jersey and has a first annual picnic. They schedule it every single year, and last year the theme was casino and blackjack. This isn't something that you'd find in a typical student guide, typical college guide. These displays have changed to be topical. At Christmas time, there'll be books on Christmas crafts, that kind of thing, holiday materials, things that would help you prepare for Thanksgiving. That kind of thing is something that you can look forward to.
Nowhere.
We also have another important display area.
Featured this month in a display case is a selection of paintings by local Lavallette artists. This display is intended to highlight some of the work of local artists. A group in town, the Lavallette History Book Committee, is working on updating the history of Lavallette. It'll be printed in 1997. The intention of the display is to encourage people who have their own personal bits of Lavallette history to share, to begin to think about writing an article for the book. The book will come alive when there are contributors who know about the Lavallette history and who indeed have maybe even participated in the Lavallette history. Again, this display is supposed to help people, to encourage them to think about what they know and to share that with the members of the committee that are working on the book.
So each month it changes.
It changes, right.
Is there any way you decide what's going to be in this?
Mostly people come forward and
say
once they see a display, they'll say, well, it clicks with them that they have something at home. So it changes frequently, and it's certainly a popular area in the library. No matter what's in the case, people are attracted to look and see what the collection is for the current month.
I don't think I do, but I'll try.
I've got a Charles Angels collection, but that's about it.
Very nice. That's nice. What else? Anything else?
Well, along with some of the more technological pieces that I've shown you, we do have traditional book services. This new building is laid out very well for people to find what they need. There's a fiction section, nonfiction section, and a small section of reference books right for this.
Oh, I can only suggest.
The chairs, you're lucky you're here in the evening, because during the day the chairs are filled all the time.
Yeah.
We have local newspapers and people will sit and read, sometimes for several hours at a time.
Wow,
It's a very
really?
comfortable spot.
Get out of the hot sun into the air conditioning.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, read the
That's
newspaper.
exactly right. It's a nice comfort.
I like the decor. It's nice. And I love the instructions.
Yeah.
It was designed to be in the American arts and crafts movement, which was a reflection of nature and woodworking, so that you can see that a lot of natural, both the woodworking and the colors come from nature as well.
It's very friendly.
Yeah.
Sometimes libraries, if they're really huge, you get in, they're kind of like frightening. I don't know, as far as I'm concerned. You get upstairs, downstairs, this and that. This is kind of homey. I like
It's just the right size, and it's a nice layout to explain to people and to work in, because it's simple, and you can find what you need rather quickly in most cases. And,
The library has a collection of books on tape. These are books that have been recorded on cassette tape to listen to. Some are abridged, some are unabridged. Folks use them in a lot of different ways. If you're going on vacation and have a long trip ahead of you, it's a nice way to spend the time. If you have a dreary job like ironing or some such thing, you might want to listen to a book on tape as you do that. People with visual problems as well can use this as a means to actually read a book without reading it, because you're listening to it. In addition to books on tape, the library has a selection of cassette tapes and CDs to borrow. This is a way to expand your own music library by borrowing materials from the library. You might want to test the waters a little bit and see if you like a CD before you actually commit to buying it. We're always adding to this collection. We try to keep it new and interesting and very topical. One of the special collections in this new library is our collection of books on various artists. Those books tend to be very expensive, and we're proud to have a fine collection of them here. For example, the book on Georgia O'Keeffe's work has all of the plates of her important works, a nice way to review them. If you're planning to go to a museum to see an exhibit, you'll want to come in to the library first and review the artist to be familiar with the works. This way that you can appreciate the materials when you look at them and you get to see them actually in the museum. As I said, it's a fine collection of representative American and European artists. Lots to look at, lots of colored plates, maybe even books that would give you an idea for a Christmas present for someone that might be interested in this area.
So, Gail, we'd like to thank you of the Upper Shores branch of the Ocean County Library for having us and giving us this tour.
I appreciate it. It's a pleasure to always welcome new library patrons to our beautiful new building.
Yeah, now I know where it is. I live in Seaside Heights, so I will be here.
Welcome. You qualify for a card. Signed up.
Well, it's time to close the book on this week's show. Bill, it's time to close the book on this week's show.
I was learning a lot. Come on.
Well, I'm glad you were learning a lot. I also hope everybody out there learned a little bit about the new branch library in Lavallette.
Yes, I hope so too. Next week, be with us. What our show's going to be about, we have no idea because Joe won't tell us.
So you'll have to join in with us and watch it, and then you'll find out what it is, right?
Yeah. And in case you want to write to us, our address is down the shore,
P.O. Box 607,
Seaside Heights, New Jersey.
08751.
Have a good day.
See you next week.